Welcome back to the How to Finesse podcast, episode 4. We have made it this far. I missed you guys last week, it was the holidays, but Happy New Year's. It is a new year. Happy 2019 to all my finessers out there. Let's get it. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in. How I finesse my way onto national TV. Now, you're gonna love this because this seems like an impossible task, but it's not. You could do it too. So I'm working in New York, I'm working tables, I'm doing catering work, I'm modeling, I'm doing everything I can to survive in New York because, if you live there, you know how crazy it is. Actually, if you live in New York, comment how much your rent is below so people everywhere else know how crazy it is to have to survive there. I'm at a club in New York, I'm partying, I'm having a good time, I'm at a table, I'm having a few drinks, and I look over to my side and I see somebody that I recognize from TV, and I'm like, oh crap, that's this guy from this TV show on Bravo. He's like a chef, his name is Chef Roble, and he does like catering stuff on TV. And he's been on like Bravo for like 2 seasons. So I knew who he was, I was familiar with him. He was pretty popular in the New York area. Here's another finesse factor. Just because you're partying doesn't mean you're off. What that means basically to me is when people go out, they think they're just there to have a good time and just chill and do everything else. But no, you're actually there to do that, of course, but then also keep your eyes open for any opportunities that may arise. So when I'm partying, I'm never really off. I'm half working, half partying. So this guy's on a major TV show on Bravo. Everybody knows him in the club. So I go up to him, and here's another finesse factor. The finesse factor. When you're asking for something, you want to ask like a boss. Now, what do I mean by this? I could have said things like, hey man, give me a job. Fail. Or, are y'all hiring? Both of those are weak and unprofessional. I didn't brag or boast about all my experience, who I've worked with, or blah, 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 blah. I wasn't pushy, but I was stern and confident. Also, I made the pitch super quick to respect his time. So it was as simple as this. All I said was, I'm a fan of your show, and I'm a caterer and model as well if you ever need any staff. Simple as that. I presented myself immediately in a way where he can understand how it would be beneficial to him. What's the result of that finesse factor? He stepped aside, he gave me his phone number, and he said, reach out to me and I'll see what I can do. That's a major plug right there, just off of that connection alone. So I would text him and be like, hey, what's going on? Just checking back in on the job. He would respond here and there, maybe not, maybe yes, whatever. Whenever he felt like it, he would respond. I was still persistent following up with him, not every day, but maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. I saw him out again. So when I saw him out again, I go, hey, what happened to that job interview you were gonna set me up with your company? He's like, oh man, my bad, I've been busy, let me get back to you, I'm gonna forward you the person's information now. And boom, he sent me over the captain who hires everybody over at the catering company. Another finesse factor, don't be afraid to apply pressure. Or if people promise you something, you wanna hold them to that promise, especially if they volunteered it for you. So here's another finesse factor. Stay fresh in people's minds. The job was in demand, so even though you got hired for 1 gig, that didn't mean you were guaranteed to get every other episode. A lot of people wanted it, and whenever you went to an event, there was a bunch of staff working, so it was easy for the bosses to really not remember who you were and kind of forget your name and forget you. And they basically gave the gigs out to the people they remembered, and of course the people that they liked. Here's another finesse factor. Dealing with authority figures like your bosses or people who could hire you for a new job or promote you or refer you. You always want to make sure that you show interest in, not too much interest, but show interest in their personal life or their family life. Find out about their kids, their daughters, what school they go to, what they like to do, their hobbies. That way you kind of break that wall and you get closer to them and they remember you as more than just an employee, as maybe someone they like. So by being polite, a pleasure to work with, and by showing interest in my boss's personal life and family life, I was on the top of that list. They remembered me, and I was good to go for some more gigs. Chef Roble Show Season 2 went on for 8 episodes. Out of those 8 episodes, I finessed my way onto 6. So I'd say that's a pretty good turnout. Boom. So the 6 episodes, I'm just gonna briefly run through these episodes. I'm gonna show you some clips. So you'll also get to see me and my face on national television, which was a huge deal for me. I'm on Bravo TV. So one of the first ones I did was at Central Park in New York. It was for a fashion brand, and they were doing like a fashion show at a great venue. I think it was like a little church or something like that. And they had really cool, sleek food that the models would actually like to eat. And here's some clips from the first episode I ever saw myself on television, national TV. This is crazy.
Into one of these 3 sauces.
You got peanut, Carolina barbecue, honey mustard.
Oh my God.
How is it, ladies? Wow.
So one of the second gigs I got, Yes, I went to the Hamptons. I'd seen it on TV and the movies growing up. I heard so much about it. P. Diddy throwing lavish parties there. There I am, my second episode of the Chef Roble show. I'm in the Hamptons.
This bar is not set up. Where's the Coke? Where's the soda? What is this? We've been here 3 hours. This should be set up.
Here's another finesse factor. So I'm working this gig. I've already finessed myself onto a TV show. But while I'm working this gig in the Hamptons, it's like a private gig at this huge mansion. They had horses and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And I overhear one of the guests come up to the bar and say, hey,
how do we hire some bartenders for this event I have tomorrow?
So me and another bartender were sitting there, but I immediately jumped in and was like, yeah, we're available. So she asked,
how much do you charge and how do I book you?
Here's another finesse factor. Never ask for permission. It's better to ask for forgiveness. Just go ahead and take the initiative to do something and just assume that it's okay to do it as opposed to asking, because they're more than likely gonna have a chance to say no. So why would you wanna limit your chances of doing something? Just do it. Normal protocol for that situation would be to go to my boss and say, hey, this lady wants to hire some bartenders for tomorrow. Here she is. And then they would handle it from there. So there's a couple of reasons why I did not decide to do that. One is, my boss didn't even have anything to do with her request. Like, he didn't suggest a bartender to her. She came and found us, so I didn't feel like he deserved any credit for that. Number two, so even if I would have connected them, they may have told her that they can't do her event tomorrow, it's too last minute, it's too under budget, whatever it is. They may have just said they didn't want to do it. Three, even if they did accept the gig, they didn't have to choose me to work it. They could have chose somebody else that they liked more. So again, not a sure win for me. Four, I knew that if I went to the company, they would give me the rate that they normally pay me, which was about 20 to 25 bucks an hour, but I knew that they charged the client way more. So here's another finesse factor. Always go with your gut. Take a couple of moments out to weigh the pros and cons, but always go with your gut. I immediately just doubled the hourly rate and I said, you know what, 50 bucks an hour. Here's my number, you can reach me here. Boom, she gave me the address. The next day I was in the Hamptons chilling. So the result of that finesse factor, I ended up booking myself another job while I'm working a job with double the pay. The event I worked was the Tyson Chandler birthday party. He is a basketball player for the Lakers. Back when I worked at the event, he was actually on the Knicks. So, you know, this was in New York, he was the Knicks player, this was a big deal. It was at this really cool venue, like this loft in the meatpacking district.
I'm gonna walk you into the party, or you can eat and drink till your heart's desire, okay?
Okay, that's the plan.
Another episode that I did was when Chef Roble did a private dinner for only couples. It was called like Deuces or something like that. So everybody who ate, there was only 2 at a table and they all had to share the plates, which is really cool.
Hallelujah, guys. We have cleared that course, and he's still waiting. Come on.
So what? They gotta wait a couple more minutes. So what?
No.
This other event and episode was really dope. It was like futuristic. They had my hair spray painted like silver, like Cisco. Even all the food was futuristic. And that was at this like Museum of Science in New York.
There's been a lot of drama, a lot of stress, so it's really nice when everybody lets loose.
So the final episode that I was on, and probably the biggest celebrities that I worked with the whole season, was John Legend and Chrissy Teigen's event. I believe it was Chrissy's birthday party. And she had like a whole seafood crab theme. John Legend was there and a bunch of other celebrities was there. So it was really cool. I got to interact with both of them. Chrissy was really cool and fun. John was a little more laid back, but he was still having a good time. As you can see, I made it onto the clip.
You get 2 shots of tequila just right now, really quickly.
You may say, Paul, like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal that you did a couple of episodes on a reality TV show that's no longer on air. And like, you were like an extra basically. So, I mean, why are you so hyped? Because for me at that time, I was like 22 years old. I had accomplished one of my dreams, was to be on television, was to be on national television. To me, to see my face on TV alone just gave me the courage and it gave me the strength, and it proved to me, no matter what my brain thought or what negative thoughts I had, that I could actually do it. And that's what mattered to me the most. And I did that on 6 episodes. I got to see my face on TV 6 different times. It felt great to know that each opportunity piled on top of the other opportunity and proved one of my favorite theories is like momentum. as soon as you get something good going for you and some more good going for you, just like more good happens, more good happens, more good happens. And the same with bad. If something bad happens to you, something bad may happen more and more. It's just like a trickle effect. Use that momentum to your advantage. Now, at this event with John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, I hope y'all didn't think I was just gonna let this opportunity just slide by me. Like, these are two super important people, and I know everybody in this room has gotta be about something if they're invited here. I met somebody there who actually led to one of the biggest opportunities of my entire life. So on the next episode, you're gonna find out what happened, who that was, and how they changed my life. Thank you guys for tuning into the How to Finesse Podcast, episode 4. To all my finesses out there, Happy New Year, Happy 2019. Let's keep on finessing.